Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Tuesday, the 10th of September, 2024. We'll start here with the synoptic, and here's the picture from lunchtime yesterday with the fronts that came through on Sunday night into Monday morning, moving out into France, and the sort of northwesterly winds that we had yesterday gradually improving throughout the day, and we did actually end up with quite a nice afternoon and a little bit soaring at the end of the day. So if we move this picture through midnight last night, you can see this high pressure out over the Atlantic's not moving too much, but the lows up here are moving slowly, and that's bringing a cold front down across the country, and with the warm front ahead of it moving out across the channel into northern France, basically puts us in the warm sector, and warm sector weather, as we know, isn't brilliant for gliding. If we run that through midnight tonight, you can see the cold front has actually gone through by this time, and into tomorrow. It's maybe starting to look a little bit better, but this trough may well affect us tomorrow. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and see how it develops over the next 24 hours. So looking at the satellite picture, you can still see a lot of top cover around, and you'll see that when you look out the window. It's looking quite grey and dank out there, not a brilliant day ahead of us. If we look at the rain radar, there's quite a few showers around, and there's quite a few upwind that are heading our way. But that doesn't mean to say that we're not going to go out there. We should be able to get something out of the day, I'm sure. If we run the forecast rain through, we can see plenty of showers around. Some of them may get us, some of them may not. We might be quite lucky throughout the whole day. But there's a band of rain coming down behind it all, which is going to get here sort of late afternoon, early evening. And I'd imagine that will curtail any prospects of evening flying for those that are hoping to get out there this evening. So looking at the Odium TAF, it's quite an extensive TAF, as you can see. Sam was talking about 6 to 8 lines the other day. There's about 10 lines there in a TAF. It's quite spectacularly big, and there's a lot of weather there. So if we were going to go into this TAF, 230 degrees, 12 knots for the wind, greater than 10k visibility, broken at 800 feet at the moment. Becoming by 10 o'clock this morning, few clouds at 1200 feet with a 30% chance that the visibility will be down to about 6 kilometers, and light rain and drizzle. Scattered at 600 feet, and then temporarily between now and about 7 o'clock this evening, the wind being 260, 16, gusting 28. So there's our first indication that ground handling is going to be an issue today. We need to look after canopies, make sure that gliders are parked properly. And temporarily, between 10 o'clock and about 2 o'clock local this afternoon, clouds broken at 800 feet with a 30% chance. Up until by lunchtime, about 12 o'clock, the visibility is down to 7 kilometers and light rain and drizzle, with the clouds scattered at 1200 feet. Becoming by 7 o'clock tonight, broken at 1600 feet with a 40% chance in that same time period, visibility down to 7 kilometers in rain, and temporarily broken clouds at 800 feet with a 30% chance of viz down to 4 kilometers in heavy showers and rain. So that doesn't sound too great, does it? Farnborough is a slightly better terminal aerodrome forecast, but that's a little bit further away. I'm not going to go too much into the Farnborough one. Spot winds then to the north of us at 1,000 feet, 270, 25 knots. To the south, 270, 30 knots. So pretty much a westerly airflow at 1,000 feet. It's more northwesterly on the ground. And if we have a quick look at windy, in fact, that's gone round since I last looked at it. They're now forecasting at 12 o'clock, 15 knot westerly winds straight down the runway. The local forecast about an hour ago was showing, this was all showing southwesterly. That's all changed again, and the wind speeds are up at about 15 knots here, with gusting to 30 knots. in the sort of middle of the day. That is going to be an issue for ground handling, so we need to keep an eye on that. So GFS are showing a temperature of around 16 centigrades with the dew point down at about 11 in this area. It's at lunchtime today. And currently on the airfield, we've got just under a 2-degree split at 13 centigrade with the dew point down about 11, just above 11. And looking out the window, you can see we've got a sort of westerly, southwesterly winds, low cloud base, and there's a bit of moisture in there. Sky sight, this is the rain projection. I'm going to start here at 9 o'clock and just run it through hour on hour, and you can see those showers coming through. Some of them may get us, some of them may not. There's a nice sort of gap in the afternoon, but then here comes the main rain for this evening. That'll be with us about 5, 6 o'clock this evening. And that's going to curtail anything that's going to happen this evening. And looking at the spot forecast for this area for Lasham Airfield, you can see we've got a very low cloud base to begin with up until about lunchtime, and then once the cold front sort of creeps through, that cloud base is going to go up a little bit for the rest of the afternoon. Top meteo, I'm just going to look at the sort of thermal projection here because that shows the showers as well. We'll run that through from 9 o'clock hour on hour. You can see there are showers around. It doesn't look too good until about 12 to 1 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, it starts to deteriorate again towards tea time. And they're showing rain in by around about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we just have to keep an eye on that and see how things go. NOTAMs then, we have the usual Barton Stacey, live firing, which is number 28 here. 29 is not valid until about 9 o'clock tonight. They're firing flares at Rushmore. 32 is similar, it's flares at Aldershot, but that's from about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And 33 is the Ash Ranges, the danger area is active there. And then to the north of us, 42 and 43, it's Otmoor, live firing, and the West Undergreen danger area, Delta 129 is active. So let's move on to the airfield briefing then. And just let me share the screen with you. There we go. So here's the ODM cross section. Again, it's showing a lot of low cloud that we've just seen go through in the last hour or two. They're showing turbulence throughout the day, low level, and surface winds quite strong. They're saying gusting 26 to 30 knots throughout most of the day. And if we have a look at the warnings, there's a strong wind warning there as well, just confirming all that. Certainly cloud-wise and cloud base, the best part of the day is going to be sort of early to mid-afternoon, where we might have quite a nice gap when the front goes through, but then it's going to deteriorate again towards the end of the afternoon. The flying list looks something like this, if you look online, which essentially equates to 1K21 on booked flying, 1 on the 5-day course, 1 on the casual list. I think it prudent to give a K21 to the trial lessons today. The first ones have been cancelled because of the low cloud base, but yeah, we may get the 12 o'clock and beyond trial lessons in. And there's a K21 being booked by a club member for some guest flying. There are 3 K13s available in the hangar, but I think we might leave them there for the time being unless we really need them. And all the single seaters, bar 1 slot on SH6, are available. There's 2 members on the casual list, so if there's any instructors out there that would like to come and do a bit of instructing, you're more than welcome. It'd be very much appreciated. Movements today, plans, but I've not had confirmed yet from 2XL. There's a Beach 200 going out at 1500 local and coming back at 1700 local. Just a quick reminder, I was chatting with Tim, our parachute packer, last night, and he was just asking if I could mention a few things to the club members. Excuse me. So during aircraft daily inspections, when you're checking the cockpit, just check for sharp edges around the seats. So anything that could damage a parachute when you're crewing in or out of the glider. We've had quite a few instances where the parachutes have got tears in the fabric that forms the pack itself. When removing a parachute, having worn it, clip the leg straps back up onto the main chute to prevent them swinging loose, and lift the parachutes high when returning to the cockpit seat to prevent damage to the surface finish of the glider via contact with the fuselage. And when walking back from landing up the field somewhere, is asked, please remove and place the parachutes in the glider. It just allows moisture to evaporate from the parachute, and it makes it a more pleasant experience when the next person puts that parachute on. So operations today, we're going to set up on runway 27 for a dry operation. It's a moderate to strong southwesterly wind. It's warm sector weather with a cold front due approximately midday. A reminder about the buggies, seated passengers only, i.e. not on the flatbeds at the rear. And please do not land or taxi on the unusable parts of these runways, which are to the south of the main east-west runway. And of course, there's still some places left for Boeing for those that wish to go. So here's the airfield setup today. I think we'll be positioning the winch a little bit to the south of the hard runway to cope with the crosswinds. Winch launching to the south, launch point vehicle on the main runway itself, and aero towing off the runway. I doubt if there'll be any requirement for a club grid today, but if there is, it will be in the usual place on 27 Grass North. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Hope you have a good day's flying and enjoy yourself, and please keep it safe. Thank you. See you later.